Guys, what's up? This is Aaron, or Daybreak, and I'm going to be doing a Sorcerer Overload build for you guys, and this build is going to be hitting extremely hard, and it's going to be hitting mediocre in without Overload, but with Overload, it's going to be fucking deleting everything. You can literally, if someone's unsuspecting, you can two-shot them with a Execute. Really strong, really strong if you can get ultimate, and really strong in Imperial City Sewers because of the fact that you can just get ultimate or whatever easily. Cyrodiil, it can be strong. You just you gotta find out some ways to get ultimate. Now, let's go to the front bar. The front bar is a normal C frags top setup. I'm gonna give you guys an overview of it before we go into the item sets and everything. Here's what the unbuffed stats look like. 1629 spell damage, that's extremely low, but we have 34k magicka and 2100 mag recovery, so we have okay magic recovery, and then we have a lot of max magicka, so that's going to be boosting our damage as well. But our spell damage is pretty ass, honestly. It's pretty terrible. Everything else is a whatever. This is using Tri-Stat drink, by the way, or food, so yeah, not too bad. Let's look at everything else. Look at the skills. Let's look at the gear sets now. Now, you're going to be running 5-piece elegance. There's a few ways you can run this build. There's 4 or 5 ways, actually, but I'm going to tell you 2 of them. 2 of them is, the first one is this. You wear 5 elegant on the body. Try to get divines. You see, these are kind of expensive. They're not too bad. But I think I got a couple reinforced piece and an infused piece here, but then I got the other 2 divines. Get divines if you can, because the way this build is going to be set up, you do not need impenetrable or anything else. So if you get divines, that's great. But you're running 5-piece elegance here. This is very good for magicka. It gives you a lot of max magicka, and it gives you the 5-piece bonus of elegance. Light attacks and heavy attacks damage increase by 20%. Now, you're thinking, well, okay, so that's just my staff attacks, right? Wrong. That is actually working with Overload too, because Overload has a lot of attacks. Now, what are we using for our headpiece and our shoulder piece? Well, glad you asked, or glad you thought that, hopefully. You can use Molag Kina. Now, here's the thing with Kina. This is going to make you kill fucking everything a little bit faster, but it's going to increase the cost of your overload. I would only recommend this if you know you can build up to 1,000 overload. That way, if it's a one-on-one situation, use about 5. Make sure you have about 500 ulti or something like that. 250 to 500, especially if you're using Kina. Especially if you're going to be using Kina, you have to have a lot of ulti. Because as soon as this pops, you're going to be using like 100, almost 100 per auto. Sorry for the yawn there. Anyways, you're gonna be using a lot of ultimate per auto. So if you don't kill them instantly, you're gonna be having a lot of problems. So this build is set up to make you survive until you get ultimate, and then once you go ultimate, that's all your damage. That's your end damage. I mean, it's gonna be crazy damage, but it's gonna be very short, or very your fight's gonna be very fast paced as far as damage going on your end, trying to kill them, or you're gonna try to out sustain them and build up ultimate. So with Kina, if you're running with a small group, or you know you have a lot of ultimate, you can throw Kina on. It's gonna do. Let's go out here and test it. We'll see how much it does real quick. I don't think it's that much difference after the irrigation tunnels. Now we'll go ahead and just dash over here. Now we're also wearing full willpower, full arcane willpower, and these have magic recovery, so they're not going to be giving you spell damage. Now you could run all spell damage on these, and actually I would be running spell damage, but I don't. I just got these pieces, so I haven't had them enchanted yet. But you can go with that if you want to. Now let's look here. This is going to be with Kina and our structured entropy, which is going to be giving us major sorcery. So this is major sorcery, 20% increased spell power. So with major sorcery, we get 2800 or 2080. With Kina, we should got Kina right there, my bad. With Kina, you get 2745, and your overload's doing 18,000 per auto. That's per, guys. That's a fucking lot of damage. That's a fuckload of damage. So, as you see here, Kina drops off, and so does ours. Does Major Sorcery drop off yet? Yeah, it has. Major Sorcery goes off, and we're losing about 3k damage. So it's quite a bit. It's definitely worth doing. So, let me show you why this is why I'm running Kina actually. Because the way you want this build to be set up, this is going to be this front bar here is going to be just for, you know, whenever you're out of your overload. And yeah, you can kill people with it. It's going to be a lot harder. But this is what your other bar you're going to be on the most of the time. So you hit overload, and you see we have Boundless Storm. Let's show you why we're using overload. Let's just go ahead and look. We can find anything to kill. I think everything's already dead in here. Sorry for the frame rate issues. I don't really know what I'm using. What I need to be using. I don't know what I need to be using to record because I don't have what should we call it anymore? I don't have. Well, I have DX Story, but it crashes every time I open it, and a couple other things. So I'm not gonna fight him because he hurts a lot. But yeah, and for the staffs, just use anything sharpened. Sharpened anything's gonna be really good for you. Because the sharpened actually applies to your overload too. So like whenever you're in overload right now, if the staff that you're on, let's say you're on your front bar, your like, you know, your offensive bar, and it's sharpened, it's actually going to be applying to your overload as well. So let's get this going. Now I'm also running Essence of Spell Power. This is going to do a few things for you. These are pretty good. I would recommend running this if you're going to be running this build. Grants you Major Sorcery. That means you do not have to switch off to your other bar and use entropy. So that removes entropy being needed. It also grants you Major Prophecy, which is going to be giving you more crit rating, and it gives you back Magicka in case you need to be doing a dash. And it's a tri-stat pot, so it's going to be giving you major, or no, it's not tri-stat pot, but it's a tri-buff type thing or whatever. And it's going to give you major intellect, increasing your mag recovery by 20. So let's look at this. So you're in overload. And you're fighting someone, and you auto them twice. Look at that fucking damage. Instantly killed it. This is proccing Kina. You see how it says overkill up there on the top right, right next to Boundless Storm now, on my buff bar? I'll do it again for you guys. See, overkill. It procced my overkill, and now I have Kina's spell damage. One more time. Wait, actually, yeah, it does make your costs go up. I hadn't really looked at that too much. Why the fuck is it not? That was interesting. Please just die. Oh, I got fucking deleted. Dude, that thing shot me instantly. But, yeah, so you kind of get what I mean. Now, you're going to be running the normal Sorcerer setup. The C-Frags on the front bar with Force Pulse, C-Frags, Force Pulse, or Crushing Shock. I'm running Crushing Shock here in case someone tries to revive someone. Now you'll notice, you're like, well, his spell damage is ass. So how the fuck is this doing a lot of damage? Because this is like a 3k spell damage Crushing Shock here. It's because of your Max Magic. Your Max Magic is going to be giving you a lot more damage. Not necessarily more damage than spell damage, but it's going to be giving you about the same amount of damage. But yeah, so you're running the normal stuff, Velocious Curse, Velocious Curse, what the fuck it's called, Structured Entropy, like I said. This is going to help you with resources too, with your health. Mage's Wrath for that Execute, Crushing Shock, Crystal Frags. On the back bar, we're running everything defensive, running Streak, Healing Ward, Harness Magicka, Harden Ward. We're running 3 wards because this is going to be a survival type build. Healing Ward is your only healing you really need because you put up this ward, and then that ward, and if they get you through that, you fucked up somewhere. If they get you through a 16k ward, you fucked up somewhere. Somewhere along the line, you've messed it up real bad. Daedric Minefield for even more defensive measures. So like, if someone's chasing you through here, this is more of an Imperial City build, by the way. They're forced Unless you, like, if they come around this corner, fucking flying like a stam sword, boom, 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 they hit these instantly. You're gonna be seeing them, and you can just get the fuck out of there like, real quick. You streak out and do whatever the hell you want. Fuck, I hope them damn mines don't trigger him. Hang on, I gotta move here real quick. But yeah, that's the two front bars. That's two front bars. But now your overload bar gets a little bit more interesting. This build, like I said, is made up for survival, so we're going to be running Hardened Ward on the front on this overload bar. Streak, that way you can catch up or disengage from people while you're in overload, because this overload bar is really tricky sometimes. Sometimes it kind of bugs out, and then also sometimes, you know, you're running the third bar and you're not going to really be used to it unless you've ran overload a lot. So it's always kind of better just to no, we're fine. It's always kind of better to have some defensive stuff here, or offensive, defensive. So, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Why is he? All right. So I guess we have to run away. So we'll look here. You got Streak. You got Hardened Ward. This is gonna let you survive through some damage if you get a gap closer put on you, like fucking crit rush, aid rush, whatever the fuck you want to call it. God, that stuff so aids. Can you get the fuck off of me, please? I'm trying to live here. You see, I can just fucking dip out real quick. Boundless Storm. That hurts, but pop our potion. Boundless Storm again. We're running away now. Now you want to take Lightning Form. I think that's what it's called, the unmorphed version. And this is gonna morph into Boundless Storm. Now, why the fuck are you running Boundless Storm? Blah blah blah. Well, a few reasons. It gives you major ward, minor ward, and I think it gives you major resolve, major ward, increasing your resistances, both of them by a lot, by a fuckload. So that's gonna make you a lot more tankier. It's also gonna be giving you major expedition, so you can, again, you can run away, you can chase down, and it just helps you get to places really quickly. Like if you see a flag over there, like an AD flag, you know, you need to go get to it right now. You can just boom, balance, storm, streak, and you're fucking going places. You're flying. What else have we got here? We got Mage's Wrath for the execute. Because I know a lot of times, once I get fully buffed, I'll auto someone twice with overload, and instead of wasting the third overload, because you know this is a lot of your damage, this is your main damage source, so you want to conserve it as much as possible, but you do want to use it and get the job done. So this is going to help you finish them off if they get low enough. Like if they're at 10% or something like that, you can just spam this on them, or hit them with another overload, whichever one you decide. You can, if you don't like to run an execute here, you can run whatever the hell you want. Daedric Minefield, basically just so you can, if you're backed into a corner, or if there's like a boss coming or something like that, and you get a fight, you can just throw down Minefield. You can ward up, Minefield, and Boundless Storm, and it's going to be extremely hard for people to kill you. Extremely hard. You'd have to fuck up real bad for them to be able to kill you. We're streaking everything. I think our food ran out. Yeah, our food did run out. Take us a little eat there. That's about it though, guys. Like I said, you mess around with the build a little bit, do whatever you want to, but the build is supposed to be centered around staying alive. Now, as far as the armor sets goes, go full Magicka, no reason not to. I'd go full Divines if you can get it, because you're gonna be running a lot of wards on this, and on all your bars you're gonna have like wards, except for your main front hand bar, your offensive bar. Your overload bar is going to have a ward or whatever, and just so you know, you cannot be critted when you have a ward up. So impenetrable is not going to be that great for you if you have a ward up, which you should, because if you don't, Stam Sork or a Templar is going to rush you and uppercut you and delete you off the face of the fucking earth. Delete you out of the game files. So, run all this. Good stuff. Malekina's Arm Cops and the Mask, if you have it. These are medium. I would like to have a light and medium, or a heavy medium, and then you can get the Undaunted passives, but I don't have that. So, another couple thoughts is you could run Mage Light or something like that on your overload bar, and I don't know what I would replace with it. Maybe do Mage's Wrath, take it off. Run Radiant Mage Light, and then once you see someone unsuspecting, just pop a Mage Light. And you see we have the empowered buff right here. You see this buff thing on here? Now watch this. You're going to be getting this thing called Empower. This is also going to be allowing, it's going to give you damage reduction because this is Radiant Mage Light. Damage reduction from stealth, really good, and it exposes enemies. Also, it's going to be giving you major prophecy, so it's going to make your 42% crit, so about every other auto attack you're going to be critting. So it's pretty good. It's also giving you Empower from the Mages Guild's passives or whatever, and it's also going to be upping your damage by 20%, so that's a total of 40%. Let's see if it shows here. It does. So 18k unbuffed. Completely unbuffed. So if you see someone, like if they're running here and they're killing mobs or whatever, no, you're just kind of sneaking up or whatever, you can just Bound the Storm, Mage Light, auto them twice, and then pop Mage Light again, and you would have Kina proc at that point, and you'd also pop a pot here. Let's look at it and see what it does. Alright, so pot, getting our Major Sorcery buff, and our empowered buff. Let's see. Let's see what it is. 19,000 damage. So with Kina, these would probably be hitting for about 20k a piece. Maybe a little bit more, about 22.5k or 25. No, 2005. No, oh my God, I can't even think. It'd be hitting for about 20,500. There we go. Somewhere around that line. So very, very good damage. If they're unsuspecting it, they're just going to die. They're just going to instantly fucking die. There's just no way around it. It's going to be very hard for you to build this shit up because it takes a while to get ultimate. But once you do, and if you use it right, once you get used to it, it's going to be very, very effective. Now, I did mention another build, though, and I want to tell you about this build. This build is an extremely expensive and extremely rare set. Extremely fucking rare. I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of gold rare. If you find the pieces, fucking snag them instantly. If you find them on sale somewhere and they're really cheap, get the fucking swords. You want to run double swords here. That's a reason for that. The back bar can about stay the same. There's no really reason not to. What you would run here is you would run 3 pieces of elegant jewelry, all arcane, all whatever, probably spell damage. If you need the recovery, put recovery on. You'd run 2 elegant sharpened swords. This is going to give you the sharpened bonus, of course, and it's also going to be giving you the 5-piece elegance bonus. So you could then run 5 pieces of whatever you want. 5 pieces of Julianos here, and 2 Monster Helm. And that would make for a very, very, very lethal fucking setup. I mean lethal. You'd be pushing, you'd be fucking killing everything. That's another build to think about. So yeah, it's been this build, guys. This was my crafter sorcerer, so I was, and I'd really been wanting to play sorcerer here lately. By the way, my top 3 races, top 4 or 5 races are my favorite race. Not my top 3 races, I ain't fucking doing that, piss off. My favorite race for this is High Off. I would assume it'd be the best, maybe Breton or whatever. But, I'd say High Off is the best. You can pull it off with anything, of course, but, High Off is probably going to be your best for min-max or whatever you call it. Now this was my crafter character. As you can see, she has a lot of stuff in crafting, almost 50 in clothing. And so I respec this, and I've been wanting to play a little bit of Sorcerer on AD. So I'm going to probably put out another build video after this, and well, not immediately after, but it's going to be after. And I don't know what I think I'm going to do a build with Lich Elegance, but to have that set. We'll see what the damage is. I'm going to play around with this build and the Lich Elegance and see what's going on. So yeah, that's about it. You could even incorporate Valken or something like that. I think, now don't quote me on this, you might want to look it up. I think Valken Scoria procs from Boundless Storm, because Valken Scoria also procs from Hurricane for whatever fucking reason. It procs from Hurricane. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. This has been Aaron, signing off.